All right, we rolling. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. My name is Johnny, and I am your host for today's show. So today's show, the primary goal and purpose that I have in mind is that I kind of want to go over current events, what's currently happening in the world, how Trump's tariffs has affected all of us, and where does it look like the world is moving, and how do we navigate this interesting world that we're living in? And are we gonna make it, guys? Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it, or are we fucking doomed? Well, let's begin. So, I was actually just looking into a few different things. Uh, I was using Grok to understand what's currently happening and what did Trump do with the tariffs. So the tariffs on Canada and Mexico, I feel like really doesn't really affect us, but apparently the stock market plummeted like crazy yesterday because of these new imposed tariffs by Trump. But since I cashed out my 401k fucking like a year and a half ago at this point, it doesn't even matter because I currently have no investments. However, I am not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice or any of that matter. I'm just some psycho on the internet. So, I suggest that you pull out your 401k, guys. If the vision is coming true, if the prophecy is indeed lining up like the way that it looks like it's going to line up, the world is going to collapse. And you are going to need, and I also, are going to need to figure out a fucking second way or another way and able to survive this new way of living. The way that they have the living structure, guys, is they're pretty much removing the middle class. It's either you're going to be fucking rich enough to be able to, oh God, I don't even know. You're going to either be, it's backed in history to the times where I could distinctively remember where I learned this in history was the time of the haves and the have-nots. Currently, we're the have-nots, and I don't want to be part of the have-nots. I want to have. But see, we've been living in good times for so long, guys, that we've taken everything for granted. Like, we don't understand how good we have it now, guys. Especially for the kids growing up, y'all do not understand how good y'all have it. It's fucking crazy. But so, tariffs on China. Trump escalated tariffs on Chinese imports, raising them to an effective 54% on April 9th after April 9th, 2025. This includes a previously announced 20% tariffs plus an additional 34% reciprocal tariff. This policy aims to address perceived unfair trade policies and reduces the U.S. trade deficit with China while also pressuring China to curb the export of fentanyl precursor chemicals. Okay. So what Trump is doing is not necessarily bad. This is all part of the plan. So you can't, those that voted for Trump and have since then regretted their vote, I feel like they were voting purely based on like their own emotions and were pretty much radicalized by the fucking radical right. But again, I'm not too sure because at one point I was indeed a Trump supporter, and I don't know. I had a change in mind, a change of heart. And just a little background, growing up, my family, we were raised as liberals. And I don't know, personally, I'm not going to let politics divide me from my family no longer because politics are fucking stupid. But reciprocal tariffs on multiple countries. On April 2nd, 2025, Trump announced a broad reciprocal tariff policy setting a 10% baseline tariff on imports from nearly all countries starting April 5th, today. Additionally, he imposed higher tariffs on specific nations based on their trade barriers and deficits with the US, effective April 9th. Examples include 49% on Cambodia, 46% on Vietnam, and 34% on China. China. And on top of the existing 20%, 24% on Japan, and 20% on the European nation. This policy seeks to counter non reciprocal trade practices and reduce the U.S. trade deficit, which exceeds 1.2 trillion in 2024. Auto and steel tariffs. Trump introduced a 25% tariff on imported steel, aluminum, and automobiles from all countries, with auto part tariffs expected to follow. These measures, effective as of early April 2025, aim to protect U.S. industries and encourage domestic manufacturing. Strategic goals. Trump has justified these tariffs as tools to protect American workers, bolster national security, and bring manufacturing back to the U.S. He has also linked tariffs to non-trade issues, such as pressuring Mexico and Canada to enhance border security and urging Europe to increase imports to U.S. goods to avoid further tariffs. I mean, so as of right now, we don't know how these tariffs are going to play out or if they are effective and if they're going to work or not. So only time will tell. But how bad because I noticed that after the tariffs getting passed yesterday, guys, that there was a lot of stuff that was being sold on Amazon, and I was just like, I wonder if the tariffs had anything to do with this. If Trump doing in setting a tariff on these countries are the reason why